Is this thing on? I can't tell if it's running or not. I'm not sure. Is the camera eye picking me up? How do I know? There are so many unknowns. It is so frightening. Hello everyone, in the Jackverse it is I again, Jack Wallen, here to lead you through the frightening landscape of being an artist. Now what I have to say today might seem a little bit negative, but I say it in hopes that anybody listening or watching or whatever will learn. I hear from so many writers out there that book sales are tanking. No one's buying my book. What do I do? How do I right this sinking ship before I must abandon it? Scary prospects out there, huh? Not 3 years ago, not 2 years ago. Books were flying off the shelves like they were a necessity. And now, my friends, the jig is up. Zoinks! What's happening? Well, what's happening is fairly simple. And it's something that anybody who's given this enough thought has already said. But the truth of the matter is, there are more writers right now than there ever has been. There are more books on Amazon than there ever has been. And of those books, there are a lot of them that probably shouldn't be there. Now, of course, it's not my place to make that judgment call. It's the readers, or is it? No, it's not. Here's the thing. If you're a writer, especially if you're an independent writer like myself, when you finish writing that book, you need to ask yourself a very simple, yet at the same time very complex question. Is this book worth publishing? Is this story good enough for the consumer? Now here's the problem. You can't really answer that question on your own. Who can? A good editor. And if you're not using a good editor, if you're not using an editor that is willing to look you in the eye, be it virtually or not, and say, writer, this book has some problems, and they need to be fixed, or this book should not be published, then you, my friend, are not using the right editor. And it's a tough question, especially considering how much time and effort you have put into that piece of work. But here's the problem. There are so many books out there that should not be out there, that it clogs up the pipes for all the books that should be out there, in such a way that those books, those wonderful, wonderful stories that are well thought out and well told, cannot be seen. Why? Well, there's so many reasons why. Number one, we have no control over the gatekeepers, over Amazon, which is a gatekeeper. We can't go to Amazon and say, Amazon, why are you not promoting my latest work? And considering something that I firmly believe, and I've had a lot of people say, huh? What? I believe right now we are facing a moment where there are more writers than there are readers. I know. It's crazy talk. You acting a fool there, Jack. What the hell are you talking about? I'm talking about truth. I'm talking about since the fact that Amazon came online with their publishing firm, not really a firm, but with the ability, ever since Amazon gave the average citizen the ability to publish a book, the average citizen decided, hey, I can write a book. I'm not saying that against the average citizen. What I'm saying is that not every average citizen can really write a book. Sure, you can write a story. That's great. And I always encourage people to do this, to follow their dreams. But before you take that dream and you make it a realized whole, before you turn it into a commodity for people to purchase, you need to make sure that it's worth purchasing. Otherwise, writers across the globe are going to continue pounding their head against the brick walls, wondering, why can I not sell a book? Well, we also have to face the idea, because it's not a fact, because I don't know it, that books are not necessarily in vogue right now. Thanks to the likes of Twitter and Facebook, most people have fairly short attention spans, and the idea of diving headfirst into a 60,000 word novel might not be exactly what they're looking for at the moment. But don't worry. It'll come back around. Everything's cyclical. And that, my friends, is the key. Patience. And it's the thing that will undo so many writers out there. Patience. Consider this for a moment, if you will. I often like to make analogies from the world of music. Do you really believe that your favorite band, whoever they are, wrote a song, made an album, and next thing you know, bam, they're an overnight success? Most of them didn't. Most of them struggled day in and day out and got into little vans and drove from bar to bar and pimped their wares, pimped their sound, their music, their songs, and kept doing it and kept going at it and going until one day the right person heard the right song at the right time and said, hey, you deserve a break. And they got it. Why in the world do you think in the publishing industry anything should be different? It never ceases to amaze me the amount of people out there, the amount of writers out there who cannot understand that why after 2 years of writing they haven't made their millions. I'm scratching my head on that one. Why do you think that after 2 years of writing, you haven't made your millions? Maybe it's because you haven't put in your time. And I'm not talking about the fact that I have put in, over 20 years and I feel like, hey, you out there with the super amount of talent, you need to put in 20 years too before you have a hit book. No, that's not what it's all about. If you come out of the starting gate and after 1 week of being published, all of a sudden everybody's knocking down the doors to get your book, then awesome. But the truth is there is a lot of work to be put in. A lot of legwork, a lot of brain work, a lot of heart work, a lot of soul work, a lot of stuff that goes on to really, really become a writer. It's not just about... It's about living life. It's about experiences. It's about being able to connect your mind and your heart and your soul to the infinite void of the world and being able to tell a story in a voice that people want to read. That doesn't happen overnight. So, look, if you're a writer and you're wondering why your books aren't selling, don't panic. Don't freak out. Don't get onto Facebook and start spamming everybody with, buy my book, buy my book. Why aren't you buying my book? Boo-hoo-hoo. Sit back in front of your keyboard and write. Write and write and write and write. Because really, every time you write a sentence or a paragraph or a chapter or a book or a series, you're practicing. You're getting better. You're honing your craft. And eventually, if you keep honing that craft, you'll succeed. Maybe. We can always hope. So, the lesson here is to have patience. Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of patience. And keep at it. Keep rocking the words, my friends. Keep rocking the words. This is Jack. This is my verse. And I am out of here.